Good morning. It is morning. I usually do this in the afternoons, but I have somewhere to be, so I'm done trading for the day, and we're just gonna bust this out. I only traded Walmart today, so this should be pretty quick. But so if we take a look at the SPY first, how it was setting up this morning, we're in between this daily range. So we've got the top of the daily range, the bottom of the daily range, and we're kind of opening right in the middle of it, right? So this is like the midline of the range, and I was thinking that if we lost the midline, the pivots today, the cams are kind of condensed, so we might lose S4 if we lose the middle of this. Basically, like a midline failure, and then we might trend down to this range level before we get some sort of a bounce. So I was more interested in a short this morning, but I didn't see anything that I really liked setting up as a short. So I actually traded Walmart, which went the opposite direction of the market, and that is always kind of uncomfortable when like the market is not working in your favor, right? Like that, it makes me uncomfortable at least. I like having the backup of the market or a sector, but Walmart just set up like really perfectly how I would want it to set up, so I took the trade. And let's take a look at that. So here is, I'm gonna go to the weekly here, and we're gonna switch over to Walmart. And I'm going to take these pivots off real quick so that you can see the weekly chart. And so if we look at the weekly, we can see that it's basically set up like this kind of range, right? So we've got this area here. And we're in it, we break above it, we come back in, we lose it, we come back in, break above it. So I'm really looking at the inside of this, right? So this morning, we're kind of at the bottom of it. And what I liked was when I switch over and put the pivots on the 5-minute chart, you can see that this bottom of that daily or that weekly range, this yellow line, lines up perfectly with R4. And these pivots are already really condensed. And a lot of the times when you have condensed pivots, you're more likely to get a breakout anyways. But what I really like is when it's lined up with one of my weekly or daily range levels. And this morning, you just couldn't deny the volume on Walmart that was coming in. I mean, even if you look at yesterday, right? Like if I back this up, you can see that the volume here is so low compared to what's happening today, right? So this is definitely a stock that's in play today. And not only is it in play on a good news catalyst, but it is playing right at the level that I would want to play it at. So if we look at the 2-minute chart, I'll just show you where I entered and why. So what I really liked, like I was mentioning, was the volume, right? So we've got this volume in the morning as it's pushing up. And as we get up to this level, right, we still have really high volume as we push through it. And that's what I like to see for a breakout. I know that the chances of it kind of like milling about on this level are somewhat likely. It's usually going to get somewhat of a pullback. Sometimes it does the pullback above the level. Sometimes it like does it around the level. But I've played this strategy enough to kind of know what I'm seeing and what I'm looking for. And what I like is that when it pushes through this on high volume, the volume decreases during this pullback, right? So this could have also been another place to enter. Like if you feel uncomfortable entering on the break, you could also let it pull back and then enter as it gets back above this level. So, or you could add whatever fits your style and your comfort, right? So it's all about what works for you. But so I went in here. I went in a little bit smaller size just because I wasn't sure how much it was going to pull back if it did, and risk management. So I entered here and I saw that there was an ask up at 138 when I entered, and so I thought maybe we'll trend up there as long as the momentum kind of keeps going, and we'll just see what happens. But what I liked was when I back it up here onto the 60-minute chart. If you look at the 60-minute chart, you can see that there's basically this range that's kind of set here, right? And that's right around 138. So we've got this bounce off of here. We got this breakdown below it. It comes back through it. It's holding here. It struggles like in this area. So I know that 138 is going to be something. Not only is there a large ask on the L2, but we've also got this level, right? So I want to see how it reacts there. And sometimes it will just push up through it, like depending on how much momentum it has. But I was also thinking that if it struggled there, we might end up getting some sort of a pullback until it can, push up through that level. Like it needed to come back a little bit. Yeah, so when we got up there, the asks came through and it just had a hard time breaking it. And every time that the large ask showed up, it just kind of pushed the price down a little bit. And I thought, we're probably going to get a pullback. So I'm just, I didn't take any partials, long here. All out there. I didn't take any partials, so when we got up here and I saw the price action and it's that that higher time frame level, I was like, nah, I'm just gonna get all this. Blue light special all the way up to the top, and nah, I'm done. It's funny because I'm looking at this now. Once I got out, like usually once I get out of a trade, I'm just like I'm done thinking about it for a little while. But looking at this now, it actually set up another one of my trades that I'm working on, which is the steep uptrend or downtrend, and we get to a higher time frame level. So we got that 138 level on the 60-minute chart. So a higher time frame being like 30, 60 daily or weekly, and then once it loses that trend and loses that higher time frame level, I'm interested in a pullback to at least VWAP, maybe a 50% retracement, and that's exactly what Walmart did today, and that could have been another trade. So yeah, lots of good stuff on Walmart today. And yeah, that's it. I'm done. Gotta go get to some other stuff, but I will catch you guys later. Peace.